On today's episode of Tasha's sewing tutorial, we will be doing a part 2 to the video that shows you how to pull a pull a pattern from clothes you already have. You do not need to cut up your clothes, and you do not need to trace around your clothes. You will get a perfect pattern by doing these two methods. I did a part 1, and I show you how to do the body of the jacket, and this will be a part 2 for how to use the jacket to pull a pattern for a sleeve, because a lot of people have requested. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and that'll be it. So let's. Okay, I'm back, and what I used last time was a cardboard box to do the pattern. This time I'm using a foam poster board. You just need something to protect your table. I'm using this because my kids kind of got it dirty and they couldn't use it for their project. And this paper here that I'm using is actually brown packing paper that you get when you're moving somewhere, and yeah, you know, you want to pack up your things. Got this from Walmart. It was really inexpensive. You can use wrapping paper. You could use, I think on the last video I actually used computer printer paper, and you tape it together. You can use whatever paper you actually have on hand, but I like this paper because it's relatively inexpensive, and it works. So if you remember the last time, I'm just getting my paper together nice and smooth. You remember the last time we put the body of the jacket onto the paper like this, and then we took push pins and pushed it all the way around like this. Okay, basically we're going to do the same thing with the sleeve. But the sleeve, you have to do it in 2 parts. I have the front, oh, I should have ironed this really before I started. So if you're using denim, iron yours first. But you have to do this in 2 parts. First the front, and I don't have to use push pins on this one because this foam board, I don't have a problem putting my straight pins through there. So I'm using straight pins, and it won't mess them up. And you do like you did the last time. Just put them in every so often around the perimeter. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay. You put the push pins around the perimeter of the jacket, sleeve, just like you did with the front, like this. Okay, and for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off. I'm gonna finish putting all the push pins around. I'm sorry, not the push pins, the straight pins around. And then I'll turn the camera back on and show you what to do next. Because this part is really simple. You just do like that. You make sure you get right where the seams are. And you want to push down into the foam board or cardboard, whatever you're using. Push it all the way down so you can make sure you make an impression all the way, and push your, make an impression on the paper. So let me go ahead and finish this for the sake of time. Oh yeah, you want to straighten it out so you can get that little corner right there. And this is the front side of the jacket. So let me turn this off, finish that, and then I'll come back and show you the rest. Okay, we're back, and you can see I have all the push pins all the way around the perimeter of the jacket, just like I'm supposed to. And now we're just going to take them out, and you will see the indentations and the paper just like you did with, oh, I think I skipped a space right there. Let me mark that. There's too much space in between, really. Okay, then you take all the push pins, I mean the straight pins out. And you're going to see the holes in the paper just like the last time. Well, actually, I guess you can't exactly see them, so I'm going to take my daughter's crayon so you can see if I can find one with a point on it. Here we go. So you can see I'm connecting the dots just like we did the last time. And this is the front of the sleeve, and that's where we're going to label it, front. Okay, now when you want to do the back of the sleeve, you're going to take the same sleeve and flip it over and line it up just like this with the back of the sleeve, just like that. And then we're going to do the same exact thing. Yes, I most definitely should have ironed this before I did this. So you guys learn from my mistakes and iron before you do this. And we're going to do the exact same thing. See, I'm going to put the pins in all the way around, just like I did the front. I'm not going to do this side right here because really it's not necessary. The reason why we did it the first time is so we could line up the sleeve properly. You lined it up to that line that we made. There we go. And yeah, it's the same thing. Just press the pins in there and you do this all the way around. And that's basically it. You do one side, do the other side, and there you go. And you're going to put them in all the way around the perimeter, and just like we did the front, we're going to follow the dots to connect them to make our pattern. No need to cut up your clothes or anything like that. You have pulled a pattern directly from what it is you want it to make. It's that easy, guys. No need to cut up your clothes that you already have. And if you actually trace this instead of doing it this way, you probably more than likely would not get a good pattern for your sleeve, because the back of the sleeve is actually shaped differently than the front of the sleeve. That is why we labeled this side front and this side back, because the back of the sleeve actually has this where it comes out a bit right here. You can see that. It's like a little dip right there. Now, what I'm going to do next is take these out and trace around the dots again. And that is how you do the sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and use my daughter's crayon again so you guys can see what I'm doing, because the crayon is just easier to use, and you can actually use whatever you want. I prefer actually to use a number 4 pencil, not a number 2, but a number 4 pencil. And the reason why I like a number 4 pencil is because it's a little bit darker than the number 2. But that's what I like to use. I'm going to use I use a purple crayon for the front, and just for clarification purposes only, I'm using a blue crayon for the back. You don't exactly have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to pull the paper back some so you guys can see what I'm doing actually. There we go. And I'm going to basically follow the dots. Now you see this little dip right there? You would not have gotten that if you had actually just traced around the garment. I'm going to label that the back, the front. Now all I have to do is come back, put my seam allowances in, and I have a pattern for my sleeve. It's that easy. Front and the back. That's the way you do it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, learned something new. Don't ever cut up your clothes ever again, guys. Don't ever, one second, let me readjust my camera. Okay, there we go. Don't ever cut up your clothes ever again. It's not needed. So you have your original garment, which is this jacket. Same jacket we used the last time. And you have a new pattern to create a new one. So if you would like to, if you're just now seeing this video and you've never seen part 1 before, go ahead and click right here. No, I'm sorry. Click right here and you will find the link to part 1. And yeah, and as usual, if you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and leave a message in the comments section. Also check our description box. We have a new website called TashasSewingTutorials.com. So we've actually, yay, new website. It actually launched January the 1st of this year. It's not exactly the way I want it, so I'm going to be adding on to it, but right now we have the links for the home page, the about page. We have sewing tutorials from the blog. I finally moved them all over to the website. We have gonna have some crochet and knitting tutorials on there because I'm a fiber artist. I know people think that I do sewing only, but really I don't. I do sewing tutorials because I don't want the art of sewing to die, because it seems to me that it's a dying art and I don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to keep sewing alive, but I'm actually a fiber artist, and I will have some knitting and crochet tutorials on there, and I'm actually starting a crochet page, YouTube page, I'm sorry, not page, channel. I'm starting a YouTube sewing channel, YouTube crochet channel. I'm going to have the sewing challenges on a different channel as well, and I will leave links to all of those in the description box below. And as usual, happy sewing.